Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Mystic Media channel. I am your host, Rabina Rastavan. Today, I am just kicking back, and I can't shake this whole Afrika Bambaataa scandal out of my head. I've been thinking about it, every day, mainly because after doing that analysis of his natal chart, it really does appear like the man could be guilty of some of those allegations. And just recently, I found out through the Shot 97 show, the Star Chamber video YouTube series, that Bambaataa has spoken out in an interview with Ed Lover. And I think Moni Love was in it too. But basically, from what Star said of Shot 97, that Bambaataa kind of beat around the bush and he generalized and he basically attached himself to hip hop as a whole and the Zulu nation and was basically saying, I'm not the only one that might be accused of this, so just watch out or whatever. So after hearing that, I was kind of like, oh wow, like he's really trying to play the role like he's this innocent, upstanding guy. So I just wanted to get into Bambaataa a little bit deeper and related to my dark-sided Aries video that I did. I'll leave a link at the bottom so you can see it if you haven't seen it already. But basically, in my opinion, Afrika Bambaataa fits a description of a dark-sided Aries male. And I mentioned some of the characteristics, but they can be very egotistical, be very selfish, and not be able to see the other person's point of view, or not even be willing to entertain the other person's point of view, or to let the other person have their say. Oftentimes, the dark side of Aries, if they victimize others, they'll do it with no shame, with no compassion, and they'll be very unapologetic about it. Also, the dark side of Aries male has a very strong, insatiable appetite for sex. So I feel like Bambaataa fits the description of a dark-sided Aries male. He is an Aries, and he also is an 8 in terms of his numerology. He breaks down to the number 8. He was born on the 17th, and 8 deals with the planet Saturn, and Saturn deals with Satan or the devil. So I'm not calling him a devil or Satan, but anybody born with the numerology of the 8 will have some devilish characteristics. So it's easy for Bambaataa to fall into that role of a dark-sided Aries male. And then just, after hearing some of the allegations against him, it fits right into his astrological profile. So, but I'm not surprised that he came out and, really didn't address the issues. Oh, and another thing, he basically pretended, or he claims that he doesn't even know who Ronald Savage is. This is according to the Shot 97 segment yesterday about him. So yeah, now he's claiming that he doesn't know Ronald Savage. Maybe he doesn't know Ronald Savage by his birth name, like Star said, but still, come on now. He knows what's going down. And it's like, dude, if you did know him, at least you could fess up on that part. But that's some classic dark sided Aries shit as well. When they do their dirt, like I said, they don't have no regard for the victim whatsoever, might not even acknowledge the victim. It's just like a really, like, I mean, I feel like he's being a big time hypocrite. And what's funny is when I made my dark sided Aries video, I was trying to come up with a title, because I always come up with a title, like a little catchphrase to go along with my dark sided Zodiac series. So the catchphrase that I decided to come up with was Reckless Rams. So I put the dark sided Aries male Reckless Rams. So the other day, I'm just going through videos and I'm like, let me check out some of Afrika Bambaataa's old videos to see if I can see any signs or red flags or like any indicators that, he's like really fitting this profile of a creep. So basically, Oh yeah, so I stumbled upon this video, and the video is called Reckless. Check it out. And in the video, he's being really flamboyant. He got this like Hispanic dude, probably a Puerto Rican dude, doing like the dance moves and pop locking and shit. And what's so crazy is at a certain point in the video, like in the first part of the video, this dude is dressed in a suit. He looked like some type of business dude. But then at a certain point, Bambaataa like takes his hand and some like lightning comes out of his hand and it transforms this dude into like a hip hop dude, like a b-boy. So I'm like, damn, that's kind of reminiscent of the aspect in his chart, Mars semi-square Uranus, that I talked about. If you haven't seen my video about Afrika Bambaataa's natal chart analysis, you can check it out. I'll leave a link at the bottom for that video. But yeah, he has Mars semi-square Uranus in his chart. Uranus can deal with electricity and lightning, and Mars is about males and sexuality and sex, period. So I feel like that part of the video was symbolic of him allegedly transforming these males that come under his wing into his lovers, or at least having the potential. Also, it deals with him enlightening them about his special clique. And that special and clique can entail him or them having to provide special favors. So I just thought that was deep. But anyway, in that video, Reckless, Bambaataa just looks real shady in that video. I mean, if you haven't seen it, you got to check it out. He looks real shady. And I saw a couple of other videos of him, and I saw that, he was really giving off a very effeminate persona in some of the videos. Well, not outwardly effeminate, but if you know what to watch for, if you got that gaydar, then you could see it. And it was definitely coming out in some of his later videos. Like that video Reckless I'm talking about, he did with UB40. This band from London back in the 80s. They were the ones who came out with that song, Red, Red Wine. Stay close to me. Yeah. But yeah, so he was down with them. And another thing about Bambaataa that people gotta remember, he was mixing in with like, the musical elite back in the day. Like he was down with Blondie and all them. So Bambaataa has been around a lot of alternative types. So it doesn't go against his grain whatsoever to be into alternative sexual appetites, or to have alternative sexual appetites or desires, even going to the extreme of deviant. But I'm just like, dude, if you're guilty at this point, you need to just fess up, because your second Saturn return is coming back around. It already hit up his chart in January of this year. It's going to hit up, transiting Saturn is going to hit up his natal Saturn, which is a Saturn return, excuse me, on May 24th of this year. So already he's moving in the wrong direction with respect to Saturn return. Plus Saturn's in Sagittarius. Sagittarius deals with the truth. So I feel like the truth is going to come out one way or another with this situation. But he's still in a state of denial. And Saturn in Sagittarius has a way of, turning things on its head in terms of lies, trickery, and deception. So he really needs to be careful of the feathers that he's ruffling right now. But I'm not surprised about the statements that he's made in response to these allegations, because I saw in his chart that he can be very hypocritical. He can be high and mighty. He has a tendency to act like he's a god in the flesh. So I'm just like, dude, like really get it together. Like, and just because he was part of the foundation of hip hop does not excuse any bad deeds that he has done. And when you really think about it, he hasn't contributed that much. I mean, a few songs. Yeah, he was in Beat Street, my favorite hip hop movie, but what else has he really contributed to the world of hip hop, number one? And number two, to the world of youth and urban life as a whole? I haven't really seen him done much, and a lot of it seems like it's uh attached to self gratification and self glorification. And yeah, I heard that he helped out some brothers here and there, but it seems really cliquish. It doesn't seem like it's really universal like he really claims. So I just wanted to add that in there. I'm definitely not feeling this thing with Afrika Bambaataa and his recent statement. I think he needs to really come clean if these allegations are true. And I mean, I know that's not an easy thing to do, but I'm like, hey, if you did some dirt and now the dirt is coming to light, the worst thing you could do is try to cover it up with more dirt, because you're going to just start digging a hole for yourself. So that's just my little addendum on the Afrika Bambaataa scandal. Stay tuned. I might do some more. Matter of fact, before I go, I knew I was forgetting something. Now, I don't believe in coincidences. I was just about to grab my tarot deck to do a little reading on him real quick. I was about to pull a card. And there was a card that turned over because I had my deck out. And this is the card that turned over. This was the first card. This right here, my friends, is the devil card. Okay? Enough said. I said he was an 8. The 8 could deal with somebody with devilish tendencies because the 8 deals with Saturn, the devil. And the devil also deals with lies. So that devil card deals with lies, okay? I'm telling you guys, like, this shit is for real. The cards don't lie. So the devil card deals with lies. It deals with deception. It deals with illusion. It deals with being in bondage. Y'all all heard of the saying the devil is a liar. But I was going to pull a card just to represent who he is in this whole scandal and what type of energy he's working with. So let's see. Is he a reckless ram? Is he a dark-sided Aries? Looking into his energy. Just 1 minute. You see this card? This is not a good card, y'all. This is 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups, y'all. 5 of Cups is a card of manipulation, power plays. You have relationships with people or friendships, but there might be always like some hidden agenda. This is a card of dissension. It's a card of disruption. It's a card of disappointment, hurt feelings, pain, using someone, subduing someone, dominating someone. This is not a positive card in the least bit. My friends in the tarot community, and if you know anybody that's watching this, if you know tarot, you know good and well 5 of Cups is not positive. So again, this is dealing with the energy that he's working with, the personality that basically he has. 5 of Cups, it's about power plays. It's about emotional disturbance. Things that are undercover. Because the astrology related to this is Mars and Scorpio, y'all. And I already told y'all in previous videos, Scorpio deals with lust and it deals with taboos. And it deals with underhanded activities, criminal activities, obsession, compulsion. Having a relationship with someone, but also wanting some other shit that goes along with it. So pulling somebody in, but once you have them in, it's like, okay, there's a catch-22 involved. You know, I'm gonna help you make these beats, but you gotta come up off of that dick too. Like, that's what this card is all about. So I feel like the proof is in the astrological pudding. The testimony is evident in the tarot. I might have to go even deeper about this. But shout out to my man Star from Shot 97 because he blew the lid off of this whole thing. And I'm feeling him. I mean, I feel like at this point, Bambaataa needs to step up. I feel like the statute of limitations is, wrong when it comes to child molestation, child sexual abuse, which is when it comes down to it. Let's be real. This shit is rape. Five of Cups can deal with rape as well, y'all. And I pulled the devil card as well. Mars and Scorpio can deal with rape. Mars and Scorpio is the Five of Cups. This shit is for real, y'all. Stay tuned. Peace and blessings.